non-human animals, there is a strong bond and a thin line. Storytellers throughout history have always wanted to explore and sometimes blur that line, as we talked about in mythology. And it's also an enormous trope in science fiction. So H.G. Wells in 1896 wrote The Island of Dr. Moreau, which is a story about an island full of human-animal hybrids. And David Cronenberg did The Fly. There's a bunch of versions of The Fly, but that was considered possibly the first the body horror subgenre of horror, which you probably know this, but it's someone who trades heads with a fly. So this trend continues, and there was many examples of human-animal chimeras in science fiction. I just picked kind of some random ones that I like. Super Jail, Tusk, Villainous. The one that you probably have seen is Rick and Morty. There's an episode of where Rick combines people with mantises and other stuff, and they have these like writhing, horrible monster people. And of course, the whole episode, if you recall, they call them Cronenbergs because, yeah, and they use it as a noun, a verb, and an adjective in that episode. And of course, David Cronenberg made The Fly. So basically, if there's going to be like a mad scientist in a series or in a movie or something, at some point they are going to make a human-animal hybrid. But luckily, they're all fake, right? Science! Right. Does anybody remember this? This was like 20 years ago. Yeah. The earmouse, right? Well,
For
it's not,
what?
what?
For what?
Oh, I'm about to go into that. Yeah. It's not the earmouse. It's one of the ear mice because there were tons of them.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah. That is actually basically the point, was practice. So, but first, when people first, and actually I interviewed one of the guys who made it. So sometimes it's called the Vacanti mouse. So I interviewed Joseph Vacanti, and he didn't want anyone to see it. He was like, he will be way too freaked out by our research, don't do it. But then his brother was like, dude, no, it's way too cool. I gotta show people this. So people were freaked out, of course. So the Turning Point Project, I looked them up. They're not a thing anymore. But at one point, they took out this full-page ad in the New York Times that says, who plays God in the 21st century? And it was a picture of the ear mouse. And some of my favorite quotes from this advertisement are, "Have we lost our sanity? Biotech companies are blithely removing components of human beings and other creatures and treating us all like auto parts at a swap meet."
Who brings auto parts to a swap meet?
So far, there exists no half-human, half-animal chimeras like mermaids or centaurs, but we may soon have them.
Science?
Yeah! Kinda. I guess this was trying to convince us that chimeras are bad, but oh my god, I want to be a centaur! Oh no! I want to do this! Wow, let's play God, you guys. Well, unfortunately, I talked to 20 years after the ear mouse thing. Yeah. Yeah, what? That's me, yeah. I was at Newsweek. I survived. But it turns out, unfortunately, the point wasn't really to make half-human, half-mice creatures. It was for practice. The idea was, and it actually wasn't really even an ear. It was just a scaffolding seeded with cartilage cells in the shape of a human ear put under the mouse's skin. The idea was you would practice. If that works, then you can do that with people. And just a few years ago, some scientists in China did it, yeah. So the ear mouse did help people. So the study that they published was maybe 6 months or so after the operation. The ears were still working. Of course, as we know, you hear with the inside of your ear, not the ear. So they weren't like working, but they helped these kids look more normal and also wear sunglasses.
Important!
But still, the ear mouse sticks with us as something sort of horrible. It's because it looks weird, right? If you like had something inside you, no one would know, but it looks weird. And it could have been the existential dread of blurring the line between humans and animals that leads so many restrictions to their research. Creating human-animal chimeras isn't illegal. It's things are rarely legal or illegal, as you may have learned from my talk on buying human skeletons. Yeah, it's pretty easy. But, for example, the National Institute of Health, which is specific to the US, obviously, issued a moratorium on the funding of these types of projects. So currently, the government can't fund them, but they might change that. And different countries say that you can create them, but you can't have them be born. So it's kind of hairy. And of course there are human-animal chimeras that don't really freak us out. A lot of people, if you need your heart valve replaced, they might use the heart valve of a cow or a pig. So all those people are part cow and part pig.
Half breeds.
Right?
Half breeds.
Yeah. And it does work most of the time. It's not really a fun time to like have open heart surgery, and you also have to go on immunosuppressant drugs because your immune system says, I'm a human, that's not human, don't want it. And then when you go on this like immunosuppressant drugs, the point is to reduce your immune system. So, it's really not perfect. Someone even tried to do a whole heart from a baboon. Didn't really work. But the point is, we are actually out here trading body parts like we're at a swap meet. But the real promise is in gene editing. So I know some of you know what CRISPR-Cas9 is. Everybody raise your hand if you know what that is. Yeah.
Science.
Yeah.
Science.
Yeah. It is crazy how useful and fast and efficient this gene editing technology. So for any of you who don't know what it is, you have like a blastocyst, and you like put like a inert virus in there, and it takes out a part of a gene that you want replaced, and you replace it with something better. It's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever torrented Photoshop, and you need to like put the crack in so that you don't have to it doesn't expire. But it's so fast and easy. It has left bioethicists scrambling a little bit. There are allegedly gene-edited, CRISPR-edited babies in China, but it's maybe not confirmed.
There are.
Yeah. And I apologize for how so boring this slide is, but I really don't know a funny way to tell you that 20 people die every day because they need organs. And there are 114,000 people on the organ transplant wait list. Presumably, we gain another 20 every day because we're also losing 20. Hey, I hope you guys are all organ donors. You can't take it with you.
Truth.
Yeah. But the point is, in movies and fiction, and even in mythology, the point of human-animal chimeras, it's various. It is because it's cool. It's because we want to talk about what it is to be a human. We've got an animal side. Maybe it will ask you questions about how you should treat animals because we're so close to them. How far should humans take science background. But there's all these themes. You're just thinking about it. But in reality, the point of scientists creating chimeras is they're just generally trying to solve illnesses and injuries and improve human lives. So I guess that's kind of cool too. But not as cool as making me a fucking centaur. So we need to do this. Everybody play God and make abominations. Everyone.
Do abominations. Oh man. Thank you.